Hi, I'm Bill Osmolsky with the MacIver Institute, and this is your MacIver News Bulletin. The final couple of weeks of the legislative session in Madison are always chaotic. Lawmakers build themselves up into a frenzy trying to get everything done they want to accomplish before the next election. And everyone is frantic trying to keep up with them. It's easy to lose track of things, so here are some of the bigger issues lawmakers dealt with over the past couple of weeks. During his State of the State address, Governor Evers called a special session on rural issues. He wanted to spend $8.5 million to help dairy farmers by hiring 35 new state workers to support them. Republicans ignored most of his plan and instead passed property tax relief and a health insurance tax deduction for farmers. Republicans watered down their tough-on-crime package of bills before taking final votes. Under one of the bills, if someone committed a new crime while out on parole or extended supervision, they would go right back to jail. That was changed to merely requiring a hearing on whether to send that person back to jail.
Republicans are serious about community safety. We're serious about all the headlines that we continue to see on the news every night of individuals out continuing to victimize, in many cases to the point of killing people because they're out on parole and community supervision. And I think there is a strong sentiment, regardless of what your position is on crime or criminal justice reform, individuals who create those violations should not be out in the community. I would hope the governor would understand that sentiment and support this strong legislation on behalf of all Wisconsin citizens.
Even the scaled-down version was unacceptable to Democrats. Every single one in the legislature voted against it. A big healthcare issue in Wisconsin, direct primary care agreements would allow patients to contract directly with their doctors instead of going through insurance companies. This is already happening in Wisconsin, but the legislature wanted to make sure these agreements are protected under the law and not confused with insurance plans. Both the Assembly and Senate have passed this. The Assembly also passed another healthcare bill that would allow doctors to collaborate with physicians' assistants instead of strictly supervising them. This would give PAs more flexibility to provide routine health care for which they're already trained. That bill is now sitting in the Senate. Free speech has been threatened on publicly funded college campuses over the past couple of years. Anytime a conservative is invited to speak, there is a very real risk that liberal protesters will attempt to violently shut it down. The Assembly passed a bill that would allow universities to punish students for doing this. The Senate has not yet moved on it, though. In January, the state announced it is projected to collect $818 million more in taxes than it expected when the budget was passed. Half of that has to go to the state's rainy day fund. Governor Evers wanted to spend most of the rest on education. The legislature instead decided to give it back to taxpayers.
What a wonderful thing here in the state of Wisconsin that our economy is doing so well. People are making money and they're sending in more income taxes, which we get to use to, if increases in education, check the current budget. There's an increase in spending in education.
Lawmakers are expected to come back in March for a day or two to deal with some of these loose ends. But after that, everyone's attention is going to be on the 2020 elections. Be sure to visit www.maciverinstitute.com for regular reports and check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. For the MacIver Institute, I'm Bill Osmolsky, and this has been your MacIver News Bulletin.